It's Andy from Harissa Sports. I'm going to try to start doing a new segment here every week, doing the Premier League score predictions for all the games that are upcoming for that particular week. This is a week where we have a lot of the midweek games. So tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 25th, there's going to be a bunch of games, and then as well as Wednesday the 26th. So I'm going to go through and predict the scores, see how many I can get right, see how many I get close, see how many I get way wrong. So we'll go ahead and just start off with the first game for tomorrow, Wolves against Crystal Palace. Both teams are basically mid-table. They're basically safe from relegation, so they don't have tons to play for. But I'm going to go ahead and do a 1-1 draw in that game. Don't see a whole lot between the two sides, and again, they don't have a ton to play for. Aston Villa and Fulham, though, are still kind of pushing for Europe. Villa has been great under Unai Emery, as you can see from their form right there. And Fulham has been the opposite. They've been pretty bad lately, especially losing Mitrovic to suspension. He is still gone. I am actually going to go 3-1 win here for Villa. They're really good at Villa Park, and I think that they'll just have too much for Fulham, with Fulham missing a lot of key players. Huge game here in the relegation battle. We have Leeds United at home against Leicester City. Leicester last time out with a giant win. If they win this game, I believe they would be out of the relegation zone, and it would put Leeds down into it. Really, really tough game. I think I lean just slightly towards the home team in games like this. So I am going to say that the fans at Ellen Road will lift Leeds to a 2-1 victory. Then we go on to Wednesday. Another team fighting the relegation scrap is Nottingham Forest against Brighton. Brighton has been a very consistently good team all season. They did have a game on Sunday against Man United that went all 120 minutes and to penalties. They could be a little leggy from that, and I actually think that because Nottingham Forest is going to be a little bit more fresh, and also, it's not having played 120 minutes, and they had an extra day rest, and they are fighting for their lives right now. I just think that Nottingham Forest will want it that much more, and that they will be able to pull off a huge win against Brighton. Chelsea against Brentford. Honestly, two mid-table clubs right now, neither of which have a lot to play for. I don't think Brentford have a shot at Europe anymore, and Chelsea certainly don't. I think this is going to be a pretty drab, boring game. But I'm going to go ahead and just take a 1-1 draw in this one. West Ham, Liverpool. Liverpool are still trying to get into at least Europa League. West Ham, I think, is safe. They have a game in hand. They're a good amount of points above the relegation zone at this point. I don't think they're going to get relegated, but I also don't think that they will win this game. I am going to take a 3-1 Liverpool win. And then there's the huge one. This is basically the title decider, in my opinion. If Man City win this game, I think they go on to win the title. If it's a draw, I think it's about 50-50 at that point. And if Arsenal were to win, I think Arsenal will win the title. This is the most pressure game that Arsenal will have had in many, many years. They haven't been coping with the pressure amazingly so far. And I just don't think that they're going to be able to do it. I'm going to say another 3-1 victory for Manchester City, which will in turn, I believe, take them to lift the title by probably 2 points, if not on goal difference. And then we do have a Thursday game, Everton-Newcastle. Again, Everton scraping as much as they can to try to get safe from relegation. I don't think they're going to do it here. I actually don't even think they'll score. I'm going to say 2-0 to Newcastle. Another big game in the relegation battle, Southampton against Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth is the better team. Southampton's going to be playing at home. I'm actually going to go with a 2-2 draw here. I think that there's not much between these two teams. Southampton probably lose this game if it's away, but at home I think they'll be able to pick up a draw. And then Tottenham against Man United. Spurs looked absolutely horrible against Newcastle. I mean, terrible. And I don't think they're going to fare much better here. Yeah, it's at home. Man United, haven't been in the best form since Martinez and Varane got hurt, but I still think that they'll be able to beat Tottenham, and I'm going to say 2-1 to Man United. So here's the summary. I have a draw, Wolves and Palace, Aston Villa over Fulham, Leeds over Leicester, Forest over Brighton, a draw at Stamford Bridge, West Ham losing to Liverpool 3-1, Man City beating Arsenal 3-1, Everton losing at home to Newcastle 2-0, Southampton drawing, and Man United beating Tottenham. I'm not sure exactly what the table will look like after this, but I assume there will be a lot of changes, especially at the bottom of the table with these results. And we'll come back and see how I did after the games are played. I'm not sure if I'll do a video or not on that, or if maybe on the next week's predictions I'll kind of do a recap of how we did or how I did on the picks from the week before. But yeah, just thought this would be something kind of cool. So you guys let me know your predictions in the comments below. Who you think will win the league, who you think is going to get relegated. There's a lot still to play for in this season, especially with how close it is at the bottom. Have a good one, guys. Thanks again. Cheers.